Okay, what we had happened in last week that we were trying to set up to acknowledge this week is on May 5th, 1956, Bob Mead, founding member of the club, celebrated an anniversary. And May 7th, 56, Nat Brown had his anniversary of membership. 64 years for both of them.
Wow.
And we were trying to see if we could get them together this week to be with us on this call, so we could see their face, they could see ours and acknowledge it. But obviously that wasn't possible in person. And you are recording now, right, Sue Ann?
I am recording.
So a recording will be available that will go to Adam, and hopefully Bob will be able to see that. And if Nat cannot get on before we're finished, then we'll be able to get that to him as well, and be able to acknowledge both of them for their many years of service, and even more than that, for their founding of this wonderful club.
I think we asked somebody to put a little something and say a little something about Nat or Bob.
I'll chime in about Nat.
Well, Ralph's chatting away, but he's muted.
Am I muted?
You were muted.
No, you're not.
Joel's
Can I
okay.
talk about, can I put in some words for Nat?
Go for it.
All right, so I've had the pleasure of knowing Nat longer than most of the people in the Rotary Club, other than the old timers like Ralph and Kevin. As you all know, he's a great guy, very charitable, cares about people. I've had the experience of doing stuff with him socially. He and with my wife, and that's been a lot of fun. I'll never forget the time we went up to the Balsams as a Rotary Club, which was really cool. I've had the pleasure to have some business dealings with him, tax returns, etc. Just an all-around great guy, and I don't think we could be where we are today without Nat.
Yay.
Here, here, Nat. You may have not heard the whole entire part of what Joel said, but just iterating how much contributions that you have made since we started our club.
I heard him. Sounds a little bit like a memorial service.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's all right. I got to add that I've known Nat
It
since
is what it is. It continues
I
to be
knew, I knew Nat when he became Bedford's first Eagle Scout. And my brother was in the pageant to become a Life Scout at the same time.
Amazing. Well,
Hey, I got 2 bits worth. Nat taught me 2 things. Once he took us, Sue Ann and I, to a polo match, and he taught us how to replace divots. And the other time, we were putting in the electrical system at Joel Blaine Barn, and he taught us how to use a divining rod to find the buried pipes.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm totally convinced it worked.
Were you looking
They
for
have
an
binding rods. I
electric
can show anybody how to use them anytime. I use them all the time. They work awesome.
Well, I remember Matt best for his belly dancing aficionado.
yes.
Yeah, that was great.
sight the sore eyes, but good stuff.
I was just gonna say, so Nat tried to teach me to dance, ballroom dancing at one of the Shen dinners. He wasn't very successful, but he is. No, there was no sword involved in that one. But he did. He tried to teach me to dance. He totally wore me out. It was quite humbling. But I will never forget that. And Nat is always the life of the party, right? I mean, we have countless stories of Nat instigating all the fun and Mark's right. The club would not be the same without him. And all the stories that we can tell and all the stories that we can't tell, they're all fabulous, fabulous memories.
Can I talk about my funny memory?
Yeah.
Yes, please, Linda.
It was, I guess, Nat's 80th birthday party that they had over at Doubletree. And there was a belly dancer, of course, right? And she was told the party's for the old guy over there, pointing in the direction. And she saw Bob Mead in his wheelchair. So she went over and started doing her thing right in front of Bob Mead. Bob Mead actually got up out of his chair, tried to run towards her, and his family grabbed him and put him back in the chair. And so she was redirected towards Nat. That's the only thing. And I thought that was like, that made my whole day. That was so funny. Yeah, and Nat is an extremely generous guy with the club and with different projects, and I'm just proud to be in his circle.
Did you get that,
As long
Nat?
as those parties keep going.
You know, if we could get pictures together at some point, I think it would be great to see visuals of all of these things. I'm not sure if that particular scene has pictures, but
I don't know.
Christine, you may have some pictures in our history file there, but it'd be great to put a slideshow together. And if Bob Mead was on, I wish I could just give him a big virtual hug.
I got to give a.
Nat, we're giving you virtual hugs here. Lots of virtual hugs.
I love it.
May I add a Bob Mead comment? Okay.
I'd like
Bob,
to take another 60 or whatever years it is. But I'm being realistic, but we're looking forward to a few more anyway.
We'll take everyone we can get with this group. Sounds great. Thank you, Nat. And Ralph, did you want to say something about Bob?
Yeah, Bob Mead. I was sort of interested in Rotary, and I contracted Bob Mead to come and cut down one of my trees. And as the tree was kind of leaning over the house, he said, "Ralph, do you really want to join Rotary?" And I said, "Does that mean the tree may fall one way or another way?" I said, "I better join." So I joined, and the house never got hit by the tree.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know Bob very well, but it just amazes me that every meeting I've been in, there he was, or mostly he was there in spirits too. And we try and keep our little tabs. When he comes back, we're going to have lots of tabs, hopefully, with him.
I was at a district conference when Bob got up and spoke and said, "Hey, you know, that tab thing, that's the best Rotary project I've ever seen. We got to really talk to everybody with this." He most certainly did.
Yeah.
That was back in year 2001.
Wow.
That's when we collected all of the tabs and brought it to the district conference?
Yes, the next year they brought in a ton, right? But it started the year before.
Okay.
Adam, do you have a sense of how many tabs altogether you have that has been, contributed by your dad's collective efforts? Any? It's got to be tens of thousands.
No, we're well into the millions at this point.
Wow.
Wow.
Millions of tabs Bob's collected.
He's certainly conditioned most of his family. I mean, I can't hold a can without sort of reflexively taking the tab off, but he has boxes at home, maybe, a foot by a foot. I think they're about 5 or 10 pounds worth, and each one has, a million or so. And they come in from everywhere. So he certainly appreciate it.
That's great.
He has all the firemen in Lexington and the police department over there collecting for him as well. So yeah, he goes everywhere to get tabs.
And my boat yard.
Yes. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Millions. I'm sure there'll be quite a few million more. That's unbelievable. We are going to do a toast. Suen, did you want to say anything first?
I wasn't prepared.
Other than hold up a drink? And then I know I
want to thank Bob Mead, and Nat Brown for forming this wonderful Rotary Club of Bedford and inviting us all to know a little about each other and to find out more and how we can do to help the people and the people surrounding Bedford in terms of service and to knowledge, to learn. It's just wonderful. Thank you, Nat, and thank you, Bob, for having such great ideas in helping us to form into a club. Hear, hear.
Well
Hear,
said.
hear.
Cheers.
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 L'chaim.
Another 64 years.
Matzah tov, I think.